In this video, I explain classification of steam turbine. First classification of the steam turbine are according to action of steam. And according to action of steam, the steam turbine are classified as an impulse turbine or a reaction turbine. So first one is the impulse turbine. Now what is the meaning of impulse turbine? In an impulse turbine, steam coming out through a fixed nozzle at the very high velocity, and this high velocity steam it strike the blade mounted on the periphery of the rotors. Suppose the steam is coming out from the boiler, it is supplied to the pipe, okay, and at the end of the pipe the nozzle is installed, and in this nozzle the pressure energy of the steam is converted into the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means the velocity of the steam is increased, okay, and this steam it strike to the periphery of the rotors, okay, and these rotors are installed on the turbine shafts, and in this impulse turbine only one rotors are there, okay. So energy at the inlet of turbine is only kinetic energy, because in this nozzle the complete pressure energy is converted into the kinetic energy, and this high kinetic energy steam it strike to the moving blades, okay, and this moving blade change the direction of steam flow without changing its pressure. Means in the turbine the pressure of the steam is remains constant, only just its kinetic energy is reduced. Now here in this diagram you see this is the rotor, and on this rotor there is a various blades or a buckets are there, okay, and this is the nozzle, okay. So in this nozzle here you see this last diagram, there is a steam pressure line is there, this blue color line is for the pressure, and this orange line is for the steam velocity, okay. So in this nozzle you see the pressure is reduced, okay. So in this nozzle part we just focus in this portion, okay. So this is the outlet of the nozzle. So at the outlet of the nozzle you see velocity is highest and the pressure is the lowest, okay. Then after what happen, when this steam is strike to these moving blades or a rotor, the pressure is remains constant. That's why here we draw this horizontal line. This blue color line is horizontal, okay. It is for the steam pressures, and here you see this orange line is going down. That means the velocity is reduced, okay. So when this high velocity steam is strike to the moving blades, okay, so this velocity energy is converted into mechanical energy of the rotor. That's why this velocity is reduced, and this is the exit point of the turbine. And examples of the impulse turbines are D-level turbines, Cartesian turbines, and the Retro turbines are the examples of the steam turbines, okay. So what is the conclusions from the impulse turbine? In the impulse turbines, the steam have a kinetic energy at the outlet of the nozzles, and the pressure in the turbines are remains constant, okay, and these are the examples of the impulse turbines. Now next we understand reaction turbines, okay. So here you see this is about the diagram, one is for the impulse turbine and second one is for the reaction turbines. So in this reaction turbine, steam is expand both in a fixed and the moving blades continuously as the steam pass over them, okay. Now here the words are changed. Instead of the nozzle they use the fixed and the moving blades, okay. So in a impulse turbine only one sets of the rotors or a blades are there, okay, but in a reaction turbine that is a number of sets are there. This is a one set, then here the second sets are there, okay, and instance of the nozzle here we use the fixed blades, okay. So here you see in this impulse turbine we mentioned the fixed nozzles, okay. So here they use the fixed blades, and these are the red is the moving blades, okay, and the steam is expand in both the blade fixed as well as the moving blades, okay. So when the steam is expand means pressure is reduced, okay. So here you see first part is for the nozzle or a fixed blades, okay. So here you see this pressure is reduced and the velocity is increased, okay. Then after you see this in a moving blade, so in the moving blade the steam it strike, its velocity is reduced because some work is produced, okay, and here you see this pressure is also reduced. That means the pressure is reduced in the fixed as well as the moving blade both. The pressure drop occurs continuously over the both the moving and the fixed plate that you already seen in this diagram. So in this nozzle this pressure is reduced, and this reducing line is for the moving blades. So in both the blades the pressure is reduced. So energy at the inlet of turbine is kinetic and the pressure energy. Okay, so here you see this is the inlet of this turbine. So it's have the both the energy, okay, kinetic as well as the pressure energy. So in a impulse turbine, the steam have only kinetic energy at the inlet of the turbine, pressure is near to the atmosphere. In the reaction turbines, the steam have both the energy, kinetic as well as the pressure energy. And examples of the reaction turbine are the Parsons turbines. Okay, so what is the difference between impulse and reaction turbines? In an impulse turbine, the steam have only kinetic energy. In the reaction turbine, steam have a kinetic as well as the pressure energy. In an impulse turbine, the expansion of a steam is carried out only in the nozzles, and in the reaction turbine, expansion is carried out in the fixed plate as well as in the moving plates. Now the second classification is according to the number of pressure stages. Okay, so according to number, first one is the single stage turbine. These turbines are mostly used for the driving centrifugal compressor, blowers and the other similar machinery. So single stage turbine means in this turbine only single stage are there, means the kinetic energy of the steam is utilized in just in single stage, means only one rotor are there. It is called as the single stage turbines. Okay, and these types of the turbine is used for the driving the various component like as the centrifugal compressor, blowers and other similar machinery, means they are not used for producing the electricity, they are used to drive the other mechanical component. Okay, so here you see there is only single stage are there, means one nozzle is there and one the moving plates are there. Another is the multi-stage impulse and reaction turbines. So they are made in a wide range of power capacity varying for the small to large. So these multi-stage turbines are available from the smaller capacity to larger capacity. So they are majorly used for producing this electricity. So here in this diagram you see that is the multi-stage turbines. Okay, so there is a multiple stage are there. These all are the moving plates. Okay, and these stationary plates are mounted on the casing of this turbine. Okay, so here these are the moving plates. Stationary blade are mounted on the casing because here the multiple stages are there. Here you see only one blades are there, one rotors are there. Here the multiple rotors are there. Before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to power plant engineering and other subject of this mechanical engineering. For power plant engineering, various link is provided in descriptions as well as in card. For other subject, I request to visit the playlist. Now the next classification is according to the type of steam flow, means steam is flow in the which directions. Okay, so these directions are defined with respect to the shaft. Okay, so first is the axial flow turbines. So in this turbine, steam is flow in a direction parallel to the axis of the turbine rotor, means parallel to the axis of the turbine shaft. Now here you see this is the diagrams. Okay, so this is the rotor and this is the axis of rotation, means with respect to this axis the rotor are rotated, means in this direction these rotors are rotated. Okay, so here you see here the arrow is indicated. So axial direction means the axes are parallel to the axis of rotations or a turbine rotors. Okay, so here you see this line and these line are same, so it is called as the parallel. Second one is the radial flow turbines. So in this turbine, steam is flow in a direction perpendicular to the axis of the turbine rotors. Okay, so this is the axis of the turbine rotors and these are the perpendicular, means this vertical line is the 90 degree to the axis of rotations. Okay, and here you see this from this center, this part is called as the radius. Okay, so in this radius direction they are entered, that's why it is called as the radial flow turbines. And the third one is the tangential flow turbine, means the steam is enter in a tangential directions to the rotor. So in this turbine the steam is flow in the tangential direction. So here you see this is the tangential direction. Tangential means this is also called tangential direction. Suppose we supply this steam here, it is also called tangentials. Here we supply the steam, it is called as the tangentials. Okay, so these are the various types of the steam flow. Next one is the according to the inlet steam pressure, means it is depend on the how many pressures are there. So first one is the low pressure turbines. So in this turbine use steam at a pressure of 1.2 bar to the 2 bar, means if we supply the steam at a 1.2 bar to the 2 bar pressures, then it is called as the low pressure turbine. Second one is the medium pressure turbines. So in these turbines the range of the pressure is 2 bar to 40 bar, then it is called as the medium pressure turbines. Third one is the high pressure turbine, means if we supply the steam from 40 bar to the 170 bar, then the turbine is called as the high pressure turbines. Fourth one is the very high pressure turbine. So these turbines use the steam at a pressure of 170 bar and higher temperature, that is a 550 degrees centigrade. It is called as the high pressure turbines. And last one is the supercritical pressure turbine. So in this turbine use the steam at a pressure of 225 bars and higher, means the pressure of steam is above 225 bars, then it is called as supercritical pressure turbines. Next classification according to their uses in the industries. So according to their uses, first one is the stationary turbine with constant speed of rotation. Means the turbine are not movable. Okay, they are installed at the one place. It is called as the stationary. Suppose we are able to move the turbine from one place to another place. It is called as the rotary or a mobile turbines. But stationary means turbine are fixed at the one location and they are able to rotate only on the constant speed of rotations. Okay, so these turbines are primarily used for driving alternators. Second type, stationary turbine with variable speed of rotation, means we are able to rotate the turbine at the various speeds. Means suppose sometime we run the turbine at 3000 rpm, sometime we can rotate the turbine at 3600 rpm. So it is called as the variable speed. So these turbines are meant for driving turbo blowers, air circulators and the pumps. And the third is the mobile turbine with variable speeds. So these turbines are usually employed in a steamers, ships and the railway locomotives. Means mobile means they are moving from one place to another. Means suppose in a rail or in a train we install the turbines. Okay, so turbines are moving from one place to another place. So it is called as the mobile turbine. Suppose we install the turbine in a ship. So ship is moving from one place to another place. That's why it is called as the mobile turbines. And its rotation of the shaft are variable, means its speeds are variable. That's why this variable speed word is used. Next classification is according to the number of shaft. Means in a turbine how many shaft are there. Okay. So first one is called as the single shaft turbine, means only one shaft are there. In this one shaft the variable stages are there or various stages are there. It is called as the single shaft turbines. Second one is the multi shaft turbines. So that is a multiple stage are there in the turbines. So they use the different shaft for this multiple shaft or a multiple stage. It is called as the multi shaft turbines. Next one is the according to method of governing. Governing means when the load on the power plant is changed, and according to this load we need to change the speed of the turbines. We need to change the speed of the generators. Okay. For changing the speed of this turbine, the one system is used in a steam power plant and these systems are called as the governing methods. So various governing methods are there. First one is the turbine with throttle governing. Second is turbine with nozzle governing. Okay. And the third one is the turbine with bypass governing. Okay. So later on I will make the different video for all the three types of the governing. What is throttle governing, nozzle governing, bypass governing. Okay. And the last one is according to the heat drop process. Heat drop means when the steam is coming out from the steam turbines. Okay. Where the steam is supplied, how does the heat energy from the steam is reject. It is called as the heat drop process. So first one is the condensing and the non-condensing turbines. So what is the meaning of condensing? Condensing means convert the steam into the water. It is called as the condensing. Okay. So here you see first diagram, the steam coming out from the turbine is supplied into the condensers. Okay. And in this condenser, the steam is converted into the water. So that's why it is called as the condensing turbine. Second one is the non-condensing turbine. Non-condensing means the steam coming out from the turbine is supplied to the atmosphere at the atmospheric pressure. It is called as the non-condensing. Means without converting the steam into the water, we directly reject it to the atmosphere in a steam stage. That's why it is called as the non-condensing turbines. Next one is the back pressure or a topping turbine. So here you see this diagram for the back pressure turbines. Means the steam coming out from the turbine are used for the different process heating. It is called as the back pressure turbine. See here, these steams are not reject to the atmosphere, but it is used for the some process heatings. Third is the pass out turbines. So in this diagram you see this outlet is divided into two parts. One part is supplied to the condenser and intermediate pressure steam is supplied for the process heating, means it is combination of the last two one. Okay, it is called as the pass out. And the last one is the regenerative turbines. Regenerative means the some quantity of the steam is taken out from the steam turbines and it is supplied to this feed water heater, means here the temperature of the steam is increased and then it is supplied to this hot feed waters to the boiler. It is called as the regenerative turbine. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the video, subscribe my channels, and don't forget to share with your friends.